Hi, Tony Franquito here with Starship Guy, where we explore quantum reality to lead a happier, healthier life. And today we are going to follow up with the process. And I'm going to try to say some words here without saying words. How about that? So let's see. Let's talk about the rally that happened yesterday on the 6th in Washington, D.C. It appeared to me like there was about 1 million people or so that showed up, and it was a peaceful rally. Okay, very, very much was. I was watching it all day yesterday on all types of alternative media. So very, very peaceful. And there was some violence that took place, and I'll show you that this is a classic action that has taken place many, many times as we see how a communist takeover takes place. All right, so they'll put actors in place, and then they have control over the media and do the propaganda. So what I'm going to do is show you something here about Antifa. So let's go over here, and you'll see here that you have Antifa that is moving forward, and these guys are actually saying this is a classic, always happens all over the world. It's a classic play. All right, so let's take a look at this and show you that this the image below clearly shows Antifa disguised as Trump fans when they create chaos. All right. So when you start reading through this, you'll see don't forget to disguise as patriots, Trump supporters, wear MAGA hats, U.S. flags. A convincing police uniform is even better. This way, the police and patriots responding to us won't know their enemies, who their enemies are, and onlookers will think there are Trump supporters rioting. Okay, so this is what they're trying to do, saying, hey, okay, we got the media and this is what we're seeing. Now, I did watch some video and saw that there is video out there that I can't find right at the moment, so I apologize, but the barricades were let down, and these particular people were allowed to get to a window and break it and then enter. Okay, so it looks like there was some somebody helping them on the inside to allow them to do this. Okay, so as you can see, the globalists, the Antifa, the comrades, Antifa comrades, the communists. This is all moving forward here, and you can see right here it's part of what they are about. And this is done in countries over and over and over again. It's a playbook, okay, that they move by. So this is part of their playbook. So, and then we have the mainstream media that will back that up as well. Now, as far as when they did, the houses did reconvene and they started to move forward. They did show that there would be President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris did, win. Okay, so that's what they came up with going forward. But there's due process that had to take place. Now, looking at their due process, it was supposed to be um, that when there was an objection, that they were supposed to go and let me see if I can get this to work here. Okay, so with the due process, when there's an objection, they're supposed to go and meet, and then they're supposed to investigate the evidence, and then they would have their vote. And that did not take place. So what they did is they took a vote on the objections. Do you agree with the objections, or do you disagree with the objections, which is kind of pointless, really. So if there's a lot more, the objection, when you have an objection, then you're supposed to go meet and go, why do we have an objection? Let's evaluate the evidence and see if we can, come to some sort of, is it valid or not, okay? And they didn't even do that. They just said, I vote for the objection, or I disagree with the objection. And that's all they did. They didn't really go into the evidence, okay? So anyways, so that moving forward, then I want to show you something here. It's not all over. I just want you to know it's not over. The White Hats still have plenty of moves to play. The DNI report still needs to come out. The executive order that Trump has in his back pocket still move forward as well. And and you got Sidney Powell still moving forward too. Now that's just a few of them. I can't profess to know all the cards that Trump holds, but that's quite a bit. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to look at something else here. Oh, what they had to do is follow the Constitution. So you have to follow that Constitution. You got to do, step by step before you can put different procedures in place. All right. So, we went through the states and it didn't go there. We've gone through the Supreme Court, didn't go there. And we went through the judiciary branch, of course, the Supreme Court. It didn't, fly there. And then we go to, the Congress now, and it's supposed to fly there, right? And then it goes to the vice president, didn't fly there. So now, what are we left with? Well, you're left with the executive branch. And I'm going to show you something here. Let's see. And I want to give a shout out to Kirk over at Kirk's Law Corner. He's wonderful. He's been teaching me a lot of stuff that I didn't know. So I'm still learning this stuff as well. So I'm going to play a few minutes here. Bear with me. And you can see we're going to go into the U.S. Constitution. And he does a really nice job of pointing out the power that we have here. And we're going to, he's actually, this comes off of his channel. We were actually watching all of these happenings live, and he pulled this up and brought it to our attention. So let's take a listen. I go to Article 2, and
remember, executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America.
It's going to bring us right to a few sections that are pertinent to what's going on right now. So let's just hang in there for a minute. Kirk over at Kirk's Law Corner on YouTube. He also has a website, kirkslawcorner.com. Very, very good place to get some information, education. He has a series on YouTube, an 8-part series that shows us where our rights come from and what your power is.
Best of his ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. He's the Commander-in-Chief of the Army and the Navy, and of the militia of the several states. When called into actual service,
or he's going to move down and find that specific location. I'd like to see if I could speed through this a little quicker, but I'm not going to be able to do that.
The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions, which shall expire at the end of their next session. Keep that one in mind.
Pretty pertinent one there, right? We roll in.
Give to Congress information of the State of the Union. Then, this is the one I always refer to. You shall take care that the law be faithfully executed.
The Vice President and the United States Senate.
So we're flipping back and forth between the live feed.
Assembled.
While they're
This is
getting
a key
assembled.
one to remember too. President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors.
We're still seeing a lot of things that can still go on here. So let's keep this in mind. So let's stick with it here for a little bit.
Every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. And on application of the legislature, they just made an application on the legislature, right? Or the executive and the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence, internal insurrection, remember? So obviously we can't get the legislature to convene to do an investigation to verify the claims of election fraud. So, plain and simple, that puts it on who?
Executive.
The executive.
Yeah. Domestic violence, by the way.
I'll leave that again right there.
So the executive domestic violence, by the way, means whether it's insurrection. So that's what we're talking about. It's not domestic violence like they lead us to believe. They lead us to believe that domestic violence is something that's in the home. It is not the case. All right. So very important there. I hope that information gives you a little bit of comfort as we move forward. Let's keep our eyes open for things to advance here as we go to the 20th. Remember, the 20th is the inauguration. That is when all powers are actually transferred, but we're not there yet. So as we move forward, I see this as everything that took place. Really, we got to see all the people that are, committing treason, and you see that, quite a bit. The American public can see that as each one of our representatives got up and did their claim, certification of the electoral votes. And we all, gosh, by now you used to see there's tons of evidence that show that they circumvented, usurped the Constitution. So lots of stuff going on there. So keep your eyes open, folks, as we move forward. The White Hats do have a plan. It's moving forward, and we're going to stick with that right now before we go into anything else. All right? So with that said, I do want to put a prayer out there. I want to put a prayer out there to our service members who are standing up for our defending our rights and defending the Constitution right now that are active. Okay, so let's do that. Just give a big shout out of blessings to them. They can, have the foresight to see things before they happen, they are safe and secure, and that they move forward and take care of each other and defend our great Constitution with the least minimal life lost. Okay, so with that. Be well, my friends. Blessings.